Okay, so you've seen the video on your little angler kit, you've seen how to tie that knot, make a rig, now it's time to go fishing. This is an estuary fishing scenario. We've got a nice bit of sandy stretch here, there's a bit of a drop off out there, and the target species in this area is species called bream and mullet. So you've got your running rig on your outfit, we're ready to put some bait on and get that in the water. Quick tip for you kids, this outfit comes with this plastic coating here on the grips. I've already taken that one off. So get this plastic off, because what will happen is bait and salt and grime will get caught under the plastic, makes this go all dirty and it makes it smell. Get your rubbish, put it in the bin, and now it's time to bait up. So I'm just going to get my hook, and here I'm going to use a piece of prawn. And when I say a piece of prawn, it's because we're fishing in an area where the fish don't have overly big mouths, so you don't need a great big bait. So little hook like this one here that's in your tackle box, and I've got half of a prawn there, and as all I'm going to do is feed that prawn bait onto the hook, but it could be a worm, it could be whatever you're using. As you can see there, there's the eye of the hook up here and there's the tip there. So I'm going to grab the back of the hook just like that, and I want to slide that bit of prawn up so that the eye of the hook's gone inside the bait, and that actually now acts as a keeper to hold that bait like that. The other thing you'll notice here, keep that rod low. You don't want it sticking up in the air because you'll get a big belly of line, you won't know when you've got bites, but also with that rod being low like that, when you get a bite and the fish takes off with the bait, the tip bends and you'll hook the fish while the rod's sitting there. I'm now going to get this bait into the water. Michelle showed you in that video how to cast. And a really good tip, if you and your mates are down fishing and you've got a couple of fishing rods, don't all try and cast to the middle of the river, because in reality, most of the fish you're going to catch are going to be close to the shore. So if there's two of you fishing, maybe have one person put their bait out further. I'm going to put this bait not too far off the bank, just out about 10 meters. That's plenty. Get that rod, let that bait sink to the bottom. It's down there. Now I'm just going to wind up a little bit of the slack very, very slowly. And it's time to kick back, relax, and wait for a bite.
Now here's a handy tip for you. If your rod's been sitting out for a little bit, we need to check the bait. So let's go and do that. I'm just going to pick up the rod, have a little bit of a tug on it to see if there's a fish sitting on it, and we're going to start winding it in. You want to wind it in fast, just in case there's any weed there. We don't want to get the hook stuck on the weed, so wind it in quick as the hook comes in, and we'll see if there's any bait. What? Unfortunately, no bait, and we've got some weed, so we're going to have to rebait.
All right, so Michelle had to go back to work, so I've stayed for another couple of hours. The tide's come in. We've got some cloudy, stormy conditions building, and that is a great tip for when you're fishing. A change in weather is always a good thing that gets the fish to feed. Still got my couple of bait rods out, hoping to find a bream. There's a bite. Come with me. I've had a couple of bites, but they haven't really gone on with it. So what I'm doing here is I'm not rushing it. See, that line's just starting to pull tight, so that fish has got it. I'll just wind into him. There we go. There we go. You can hear that drag just a little bit. He hasn't really woken up yet. Hasn't done a lot, but there's a bit of weight there. He's getting ready. He'll probably have a go when he gets near the shore. There we go. So I'm keeping the rod a little bit low. I'm not really rushing that fish. Just let him do the thing. It's a nice bream. It's a nice bream. There we go. And it just shows a bit of patience. And this is the sort of fish you can catch in estuaries. You can also get flathead, and there's flounder, and there's trevally. But in this area here, bream is the key species. And if you just gently pick up a fish like this, if you don't squeeze them, they're generally pretty good. Look at that. All right, I've got no need for this fish, so I'm going to let him go, and I'll show you something. Keep your fish in the water as much as you can, all right? And in this case, I'm going to keep the fish in the water, pop that hook out, and we'll let him go. Just, you don't need to rock him back and forth, just let him sit there and get his breath back. And over the next few months, there will be more videos coming with more tips and tricks for you guys, so you can go and fish more locations and catch yourself more fish. There he goes. I love it when a plan comes together.